Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A Warren police officer with lights and sirens on was rushing to help colleagues in trouble when he was hit by another driver, landing him in the hospital. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Pamela Osborne. Will Jones is off tonight. That sergeant is pretty banged up, but is expected to be okay. This all unfolded as two other officers were on a police chase with a man who wanted to fight. Mara McDonald is live at the Warren Police Department for us tonight. Mara, this involved two separate scenes going on at really the same time. Tell us more.
Pam, I tell you, they really have had quite the evening out here, and you're right, it is two separate scenes. In the first one, you've got an officer that is now in the hospital. In the second one, you have two officers who were involved in a chase, ultimately a fight. Let me take you through it. This is the aftermath of the sergeant getting hit. It's 9 Mile in Hoover. He was going lights and sirens. All the traffic got over for him but one car. The driver of this silver Nissan tried to get around the stopped traffic and ended up plowing right into him. The driver of the Nissan isn't hurt, but the officer has a concussion and some serious cuts and bruises. He was rushing to help two fellow officers who were dealing with a routine traffic stop that turned into a chase and a fight.
The officers ended up giving pursuit after a brief pursuit. I'm guessing less than a quarter mile. The original traffic stop was at 8 and Ryan. They went to 8 Mile and Russell where the driver pulled over again. The officers ended up having to fight to remove him from the vehicle again. He was eventually taken into custody.
Back here live. So tonight, here's where everything stands. You've got one Warren sergeant in the hospital. You have the driver of that silver Nissan who has been ticketed with causing that wreck, but allowed to go home. That driver is fine. And then you've got the two police officers who were involved in that chase and the fight. One of those officers actually had his foot run over during this whole thing. We are told he's okay. The guy who started this whole chase and the fight, well, he's in the Warren lockup. We're live in Warren tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara, thank you. Looking outside now, the rain showers have moved out, but in their place comes some gusty winds and a chance of snow. Ron is tracking your St. Patrick's Day forecast, and he joins us now. It's going to be chilly, huh?
Yeah, Pamela, it's going to be a little chilly tomorrow, but nothing that we can't handle as Michiganders. Looking over Detroit right now, the temperatures coming in right now in the 40s. We are at 44 in Detroit, 41 for Ann Arbor, 45 in Port Huron, and 44 in Monroe. We do have a bit of a wind chill because of those breezy conditions. Now, a lot of the rain that we saw earlier is out of here, but we still have some lingering sprinkles that are moving about the area. And then as you get into northern Michigan, the snow showers. That's a little bit of a hint of what might come our way tomorrow with some lake effect snow showers. So here's the setup that we have going into tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, a couple of scattered snow showers around the area. We have those winds whipping out of the west across our region, and you'll get a couple of more of those picking up in the afternoon hours, and finally seeing those snow showers winding down in the evening hours. Now, that's not going to be huge impact for us here in Metro Detroit, but something to keep in mind. With chillier conditions, the gusty winds and the snow showers is going to feel a little bit more like winter as we head closer and closer to spring. You want to keep track of those snow showers and all other activities, including your forecast for your neighborhood. Just download the Forewarn Weather app.
A Traverse City man who's accused of placing a hidden camera in a bathroom at his business, has been bound over to circuit court. Edward Wachowski is the co-owner of Morsels, a coffee shop in downtown Traverse City. He was accused last year of installing a hidden surveillance camera and a power outlet in the woman's bathroom. Protesters were outside of the courthouse during the latest hearing and say prosecutors need to make an example out of Wachowski.
When you own a restaurant or you own any kind of business whatsoever, anything that is catering to the public, I think that you have a more of a moral obligation to be more upstanding than the regular individual or civilian, and not less. So I think that those invasion of privacies really need to be made an example of.
Wachowski faces several charges, including 3 counts of capturing and distributing an image of an unclothed person. He's due back in court on April 12th. Police in Ann Arbor say they believe speed and alcohol was a factor in a crash that hurt 3 people. Here's photos of the scene in the area of Plymouth Road and Broadway. Police say the crash happened around 4 o'clock this morning. When officers responded, they found a Porsche crashed in a gas station parking lot. The driver, a 19-year-old girl, and 1 passenger, also a 19-year-old girl, both suffered minor injuries. Another passenger, a 20-year-old man, was pinned in that car and had to be rescued by the jaws of life. He is now in critical condition tonight. If you have plans to head to downtown Detroit tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day, you want to listen up. There's a stretch of the Lodge Freeway that's closed. Right now, north and southbound M10 is closed between I-75 and Grand River Avenue for bridge work. If you are going downtown, southbound M10 will be detoured onto eastbound Grand River Avenue. However, drivers are encouraged to take I-96, I-94, or I-75 to access downtown. The Lodge is expected to reopen at 5 a.m. Monday morning. If you are spending St. Patrick's Day out on the town, AAA has activated its Tow to Go program to help keep the roads a little bit safer. The program is operational right now until 6 a.m. Monday morning. If you're too impaired to drive, AAA will tow your car and you to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. But these services should really only be used as a last resort. The phone number on your screen is the one to call if you need that service. New at 11, celebrating Detroit's legacy isn't limited to 313 days. Stellantis recently unveiled the second part to its 1,500-foot mural that features city history and relevance of Detroit's East Side. Megan Woods gives us context to the powerful images you walk by or drive by.
We're here behind Southeast High School, where Stellantis built this wall as a sound barrier around their Mack plant. Well, the community wanted some beauty added to it, and that's where this massive mural came about.
It's 1,500 feet long. So that's 5 football fields. So it's an enormous size mural.
One of the largest art installations in this region is now completed. Stellantis hired Detroit artist Dr. Hubert Massey to take this wall from this to this.
It was requested by the community when we developed the plant, the Mack plant. We added thousands of jobs, and related to that project was the community benefits agreement that we have with the community. So we have a number of projects that took place related to the expansion of the plant, but one was this beautiful mural.
That community agreement was made back in 2019. In 2022, Dr. Massey started on the first part of this mural and finished it last year. It tells the story of the Great Migration.
We had, from the 1920s to the 1970s, hundreds of thousands of Black Americans who moved from south to north, and primarily work in the auto plants.
Then, this year, Dr. Massey completed the second part of the mural that highlights the roots of this neighborhood.
The Italian Americans really settled kind of this area, and then Black Americans came in. So you see the flag have the banner here have the Italian American colors, and then it changes over to red, black, and green, which we know are the Pan-African colors.
Southeastern High School is in there too, along with history makers.
There's other images down there that include Sarah E. Ray. She was a civil rights activist who sued because she was denied access on a Bob Lowe boat. Her case went to the Supreme Court, where she won, but it really served as a precursor for Brown v. Board of Education.
When people walk or drive past, the hope is they see beyond the bright colors and that iconic area code, but the labor of love.
In addition to the park that we put in, it just creates a setting of sort of a community, inclusiveness, a place of belonging, a place of destination. So it's transformed this area into something greater.
In Detroit, Megan Woods, Local 4.
Making it a point to drive by and check that out. Still ahead for you tonight, rain showers are moving out, but the snowflakes could be moving in. Next, Ron is breaking down winter's return on St. Patrick's Day. And we show you what led to chaos in a New Jersey neighborhood today and how it's connected to a serious crime in a completely different state.